Have you ever noticed that flight prices change constantly, sometimes within minutes? One moment a ticket costs $200 and the next it jumps to $500. But is this just random, or are airlines secretly controlling ticket prices using hidden strategies? Today we're diving into how airlines secretly control ticket prices, the science of fare hacking. We'll uncover how airlines use dynamic pricing, AI algorithms, and hidden tricks to maximize profits, and how you can beat them to find the cheapest flights. Stay with us as we reveal the secrets behind airfare pricing. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more eye-opening travel content. 1. The secret world of dynamic pricing. Why flight prices keep changing. If you've ever searched for a flight and then checked back later to find the price has suddenly changed, you're not imagining things. Airlines don't set fixed ticket prices. Instead, they use dynamic pricing, a strategy that constantly adjusts fares based on demand, competition, and passenger behavior. One of the biggest factors influencing ticket prices is demand fluctuation. Airlines use real-time data to track how many people are searching for a particular route, adjusting fares accordingly. If a flight is selling out quickly, prices increase. If demand is low, airlines drop fares to attract bookings. Another key factor is seat inventory management. Every plane has multiple fare classes, even within economy, and airlines allocate a limited number of seats at each price level. As the cheaper fare classes sell out, only the more expensive ones remain available, making it seem like prices have skyrocketed. Time of booking also plays a major role. Airlines typically increase prices as the departure date gets closer, since last-minute travelers are willing to pay more. But sometimes, if a flight isn't selling well, fares drop significantly a few days before departure to fill empty seats. Seasonality matters too. Flights during peak holiday seasons or major events are always more expensive because airlines know people will book regardless of price. Additionally, routes with business travelers, such as New York to London, often have higher fares during weekdays, while leisure routes are pricier on weekends. Ultimately, dynamic pricing is designed to maximize airline profits while ensuring planes are as full as possible. But airlines don't just rely on demand, they use advanced AI and tracking algorithms to control pricing even further. 2. How airlines use AI and algorithms to control pricing. Airlines don't manually change prices every few minutes. That would be impossible. Instead, they rely on AI-powered revenue management systems that adjust fares based on big data, demand forecasting, and competitor pricing. One of the most powerful tools airlines use is predictive analytics. AI systems analyze billions of data points, including historical ticket sales, travel trends, and economic factors, to predict demand and set prices accordingly. If the system detects increased interest in a route, it automatically raises fares before seats start selling out. AI also allows airlines to track individual user behavior. Have you ever noticed that after searching for a flight multiple times, the price seems to increase? Airlines use cookies and browsing data to track repeated visitors and sometimes adjust prices based on search history and location. While the extent of this tracking remains debated, many travelers report seeing price increases when searching from the same device multiple times. Another AI-driven tactic is personalized pricing. Airlines can detect the type of device you're using. MacBook users, for example, have been shown higher prices than Windows users in some cases. Similarly, business travelers searching for flights from a corporate IP address may be shown higher fares, assuming they have company budgets to cover the cost. Additionally, airlines use competitive pricing algorithms to monitor fares from rival airlines. If a competitor drops prices on a particular route, AI automatically adjusts prices to stay competitive. This explains why flight prices fluctuate so frequently, even within hours. These sophisticated pricing algorithms ensure airlines make the most money possible, but they also create psychological pressure on travelers, making it harder to know when to book. But the tricks airlines use to manipulate passengers don't stop there. 3. Airline tricks that make you pay more. Beyond AI-driven pricing, airlines use psychological tactics and hidden fees to pressure passengers into paying more than they intended. One of the most common tactics is artificial scarcity. When booking a flight, you might see a message saying only 2 seats left at this price. This creates urgency and pushes travellers to book immediately, fearing prices will rise. However, in many cases, there are actually more seats available, but the airline limits how many are displayed at that fare. Many travellers believe that searching for flights multiple times increases prices, leading to a widespread myth about airlines tracking browsing history. While there's no concrete proof that airlines use cookies to raise fares, many booking sites do track user behaviour. To be safe, using incognito mode or a VPN can help avoid potential price manipulation. Another major trick is the hidden cost of budget airlines. While ultra-low-cost carriers advertise dirt-cheap fares, they charge heavily for extras, including baggage, seat selection, and even printing boarding passes. A $50 ticket can quickly turn into a $200 once all mandatory fees are added. Airlines also use phantom availability, where they display a lower fare initially, but when you try to book, the system updates, claiming that fare is no longer available, forcing you to pay a higher price. This is done to condition travellers into believing fares increase the longer they wait, even when that's not always the case. By creating urgency, hiding fees and playing mind games, airlines ensure that travellers spend more than they planned. But what if you could outsmart the system and find the absolute lowest fares? 4. The best hacks to find the cheapest flights. With airlines using AI, hidden fees and psychological tricks to increase prices, finding the cheapest flights requires strategy, timing, and the right tools. Fortunately, there are several hacks that savvy travellers use to beat the system and save hundreds on airfare. One of the most effective strategies is searching in incognito mode or using a VPN. Since many travel sites track browsing habits, repeated searches from the same location could trigger price increases. Switching to private browsing or changing your location with a VPN can sometimes display lower fares. Timing is also crucial. While the idea that Tuesdays are the cheapest day to book is a common myth, studies show that booking flights 6 to 8 weeks in advance for domestic trips and 2 to 4 months in advance for international trips generally yields the lowest fares. However, last-minute deals can sometimes appear if airlines need to fill empty seats before departure. Another powerful trick is hidden city ticketing, where travellers book a flight with a layover in their actual destination and skip the final leg. For example, if a direct flight to Miami costs $400, but a flight from New York to Mexico City with a layover in Miami costs $250, you can simply exit at the layover city and skip the final leg. Sites like SkipLagged specialize in finding these deals, though airlines strongly discourage this practice. Using flight comparison sites like Google Flights, Skyscanner, and Momondo allows travelers to compare fares across multiple airlines and even set price alerts. Some airlines also don't list their fares on third-party sites, so checking airline websites directly is always a smart move. By combining these hacks, travelers can outsmart airline pricing strategies and book flights at the lowest possible rates. But will airfare ever become more affordable in the future, or will airlines keep pushing prices higher? 5. The future of airline pricing. Will flights ever get cheaper? With airfare constantly fluctuating, many travellers wonder, will flights ever become more affordable, or will prices keep rising? While it's impossible to predict every detail, industry trends suggest a mix of price increases, evolving technology, and new airline business models. One major factor affecting future ticket prices is fuel costs and inflation. Jet fuel is one of the biggest expenses for airlines, and rising oil prices typically lead to higher airfares. However, advancements in sustainable aviation fuel and electric aircraft could eventually reduce operating costs, making flights cheaper in the long run. Another big shift is the rise of subscription-based airline pricing. Some airlines like Flyline and Surf Air are experimenting with all-you-can-fly memberships, allowing frequent travellers to pay a flat monthly fee for unlimited flights. If this model expands, it could change how airlines price tickets, making fares more predictable. AI and automation will continue to fine-tune airline pricing, making it even harder for travelers to find cheap flights. Airlines are getting better at forecasting demand, which means last-minute deals may become rarer as algorithms optimize seat sales. However, ultra-low-cost carriers like Spirit, Ryanair and Wizz Air are expanding aggressively, putting pressure on larger airlines to offer competitive fares. This suggests that budget-friendly flight options will still be available, but they may come with more hidden fees and fewer perks. Ultimately, the future of airfare pricing will be a battle between increasing operational costs and innovative cost-saving strategies. Travelers who understand how airlines price tickets will always have an advantage when it comes to finding the best deals. Airlines use AI, hidden pricing tactics and psychological tricks to maximize their profits, but that doesn't mean travelers are powerless. By understanding how airfare pricing works and using strategic booking hacks, you can save hundreds of dollars on flights and outsmart the system. What's your favorite trick for finding cheap flights? Have you ever tried hidden city ticketing or using a VPN for better fares? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode on travel secrets. See you in the next one.